Here is Corsair. It's a version 1 Black Horse. This is like before the printed covering and everything. And these things are terrible. I have not flown this plane, but there's a ton of slop in these stock retracts, and that thing is just terrible. So I've been thinking about how to do it, and the Robarts are no longer being made. High Vis is working on them, so I went with a different one. I went with JP Hobby. These retracts are for the Seagull Corsair, and they're a little long. So I've actually been contacting JP Hobby about getting a shorter strut, 145 millimeter. And you can see where I'm going. I got these blocks that I've made that fit down in there, and I've got to screw it in. I've got a cut relief for the screws, but should fit right in there. I'll show you how I got to this point. Obviously, remove the junk, right? And then still removing the junk. These are the plates that are in there. And so what I'm doing is, and the way this thing is made, is they're glued together, right? But they've got a tab that goes in here that goes in each wing rib on each side. And so I'm cutting that with my X-Acto, and then I'm splitting the layers because it is layers of 1/8 inch light ply. Shoving this in there and splitting the layers. And I'll show you when I get to the end of this. I got all 3 plates out. You see those little tabs are right there and on that side. So we're gonna punch these out, and then I'm gonna show you how I got, like these, this is not 90 to this, and that is not 90 to that. So I'll show you how I got those angles. Okay, so I've got some little pieces I've cut out. They're like 1.25 inches by 1 inch, and they're as square as I can get them. And this is just some leftover piece from what I cut. It's just cardboard stock from like a, product carton or something. It's like 2.5 inches about. But got those guys punched out, both sides, cleaned up the best I could. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this guy in here, like so, and you can see right there how it's not square. And on this side, it's not square there either. So how am I gonna find that angle with these 3 pieces of paper? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this paper in here, and then I'm gonna push the edge up on one of those extra ones up like this, while holding this one here, and then it'll glue it that way. Same thing for that side, and then I'll have my angles. Let's get that done. So you can see I've got lined up pushing on all 3 sides. So I've got my angles. So let's transfer those over to cardstock so we can get some measurements on it. This is what I got. So transfer them over to this other cardstock and marked them, marked my center line. The retract unit itself is 1 inch. Doesn't look like it's, let's see here. Give myself a little bit of room. It's like 1.16 inches, so it's a 32nd of clearance on each side, which is way more than enough. And so I took my ruler here, put it there, and used a protractor to get it, and it's like 3 degrees. 3 degrees on this side and 5 degrees on this side. Now these are little tabs. They're going to go in these slots. So this will be one block with this little tab, and this will be the other block with the little tab. So now, and these are 1.25 inches tall, which is the actual height from this bottom to here. And I've got 1.25 inch blocks. These are poplar, and so this is what we're going to use. I'll show you this extra little piece I made. I need to know where that was, and it's symmetrical both sides. And so this little piece fits in there, a little arrow facing up, and this little short back there. So when I make the piece, I'm gonna add a 16th to there, and I can mark that. So let's go get the saws going. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our block to length. So I'm gonna clean up this rough end, and then I'll put this on there, and I will cut it to length. All right, so here's our pieces. When labeled it, this is the top side, the back, front, cleaned up the ends. The reason why this is the back is that rear or that middle spar piece is kind of on an angle, and so that should fit. We'll if it doesn't, we can still trim it up a little bit after we get it made in to look like this. So we're gonna go for this side first, this 5-degree side. So, okay, so here's our part. I put a bevel on this end and on this end to try to help get it in place. Try to like set it in there and then twist it, and that'll give it room to go in, and then I want to pop it in place. I also rounded over these edges right here on the tab to help slot it in. Did get a little overzealous on these parts, but that's okay. So let's go do a test fit. Fits, so let's make sure. Just go in a little sideways. So I did have a boo-boo, but there it is. It's fully in there. Let's get this other one made, and we'll catch up there. A few little tweaks, but also had to bevel this to take up for the glue that's still in there, just to give a little bit of room. But I put a bevel up here at the top and the bottom, so this guy just literally just drops right in and goes over. Seated in there pretty good. See my grooves. So, and this one is pretty tight fit. It's just not glued in. I might glue it in with the retract in place, just so it holds it in place. It's hard to do with one hand. Oops. Let's see here. There we go. Let's see how little clips slide down those grooves, and we're in. Boom. It's nice and tight. And just like this one over here. Boom, just like that. We'll get them glued, make sure that this retract is the same distance as this retract from the leading edge. About maybe from this spar to here maybe. Make sure that they're even.